Good morning and welcome to Write with Rachel. I'm Rachel and I'll be your guide today. We're live today from my studio in San Diego, California. I'll be improvising as I go, including developing the prompt and writing with you. If you're ready, go ahead and grab a sketch pad, a journal, your favorite voice app, or whatever tools you prefer to express yourself. In today's writing practice, we'll be rolling the dice for our prompt. Our sense of the day is touch. So first we'll roll the dice to determine which touch we will be working with today. And we have number 2, so we are going to be working with a hot cup for our sense of touch. For the second part of our prompt, we are going to be choosing a fun national holiday. So let's first roll for the day. Let's first roll for the month, actually, and then we'll roll for the day. So for the month, we have June. Put in 07 for June. And then let's roll number for the first date. Okay, there is no 6, so I'll use a 0. And let's see what we get for the second number. 2. So actually, this is not June, this is July. So we are looking at July 2nd. Let's find a fun holiday for July 2nd. Going here to Google, and a July 2nd holiday is the first one that comes up on screen is the one that I'm going to select. And the first one that we have is okay. The first one we have is National I Forgot Day. So we have National I Forgot Day, and we have a hot cup. Let's start by developing out some ideas for the prompt. Let's say you want to go in a creative writing direction. Perhaps you have a character and they went away for a bit. We're not quite sure where. And when they came back, there were some things they forgot. For example, they lost their sense of touch and they forgot how things like hot and cold felt. In losing their sense of touch, they also felt like they lost part of themselves. And they had to go to therapy, a sort of physical rehab, figure out how to work around this. While in therapy, they found ... Let's say you'd like to take this in a journaling direction. You could write about a time when you forgot that you had a hot cup. Maybe it was a surprise and you burned yourself. Or maybe you let it cool down and it was a surprise because you got immersed in doing something else and you didn't realize how time had passed by. If you'd like to go in a list making direction, you could make a list of things you've forgotten. You could make a list of things that are hot. You could make a list of hot things that you've forgotten, or times when you wish you'd remembered that something was hot. As always, there's a lot of good connection between the different types of writing that you can connect together. These would be good journaling prompts. You could also take these into a creative writing direction. I also always encourage you to consider the wildcard option. In the wildcard option, you are welcome to take the prompt in any direction that you would like. Perhaps you saw one of the other words on the touch list that you'd like to incorporate, such as silk, cold snow, sand, a feather, or a marshmallow. Maybe you want to work with this date. It's very close to the national holiday, 4th of July. National I Forgot Day. You could write a story about someone who forgets something for one day and what that is. And you could also write something about a hot cup of coffee, water, milk, wine, hot chocolate. Really, anything that comes to mind. As always, I encourage you to take the prompt in whatever direction feels most interesting to you today. In a moment, I'm going to ring the bell to signal the beginning of my writing practice. I'll start drafting my ideas and sharing my thoughts. If you're watching the video, you can either start writing or you can watch as my words fill the screen. After I draft for 5 minutes, I'll switch to a quiet writing time, and you're welcome to join in whenever you're ready. If you're listening to the podcast, I would encourage you to take this time to make note of your ideas. You can jot them down, make a mental list, or speak them out loud. After our shared time is up, I'll ring the bell to signify the end of our writing time today. And if you're ready to get started, let's get started. And I'm going to start with the idea of National I Forgot Day. I'm going to start with a character, and my character is going to be in National I Forgot Day. And on National I Forgot Day, my character, let's call her Linda, is going to wake up and not realize what day it is. I woke up and I knew it was some kind of day. It felt like one of those kind of holidays, kind of like Groundhog Day. You know, one of those holidays we celebrated back when we were kids. One of those holidays that bridged the gaps between winter and spring. between spring and the last day of school, between school and summer, between school and Christmas break. I couldn't remember exactly, so I opened up my diary and I flipped to the date. Oh, yes, I thought National I Forget Day. I've been waiting for this day for some time. I knew there was something I really wanted to forget. Of course, now I couldn't remember what it was. I remember just yesterday thinking if I could just forget that, even if for just one day, my life would be so much better. I wrapped my hands around a cup of hot coffee. The warmth seeped into my skin and felt comforting, even as I sat with the discomfort of not knowing what I had wanted to forget. In fact, I felt like forgetting felt almost as bad as remembering, if that could be a thing. Oh well, I told myself. Tomorrow would be a new day, a National I Remember Day, perhaps. Tomorrow, I would remember what I forgot. And life would go on as usual, maybe even better than before. This concludes the first 5 minutes of my drafting. If you haven't already started writing, I encourage you to join me now. I'm going to flip the hourglass and write for another 5 minutes silently this time. I encourage you to join me and write along. Here we go. This signals the end of our shared writing time. If you're in a good flow, I encourage you to keep going. I'm going to take a couple of moments and share where I went with my writing draft. So we have Linda. She wakes up. She knows, she figures out it's National I Forget Day. She knows there's something she really wanted to forget. Now she has this strange feeling that she can't remember what it was. She gets her cup of hot coffee. She wraps her hand around it. She feels the warmth of the cup against her skin. She feels a little comforting. It feels a little comforting even as she sits with the discomfort of not knowing. In fact, she feels like forgetting feels almost as bad as remembering, if that could be a thing. Oh well, she tries to soothe herself. Tomorrow is a new day. The next day, she wakes up. She wakes up to a knock on her door. A man stood there with flowers. Linda! He smiled. He embraced me. Who are you? I asked. Don't you remember? I'm your fiance. We got engaged on Tuesday. I shook my head. I didn't remember. Did it happen before National I Forget Day? Did it happen on National I Forget Day? What should I do now? I'm not engaged, I said firmly, glancing down at my hand, surprised to see the sparkling stone. He looked down too. You don't remember? We picked out the ring together, right after we had coffee at that shop you like. My mind skittered back. I felt my hands wrapped around the mug. I twisted the ring on my finger and let him in. That's the end of my brainstorming for today. I hope you enjoyed writing together. If you would like to share what you wrote, please feel free to include it in the comments. If you'd rather keep it private, that's perfectly fine too. I would love for you to join me again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, which is our Would You Rather prompt. If you'd like to keep writing together, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for writing with me today, and I will see you tomorrow.